This is SportsCentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Bird. The wait is finally over. Because after 32 long years, the Blue Jays are actually playing World Series baseball tonight in Toronto. This year marks just the third World Series appearance in franchise history, with their previous two both ending in a victory. And if they'd like to keep that perfect record intact, a big game tonight would go a long way. As in the last 30 World Series, the winner of Game 1 has gone on to win it all 80% of the time. But a win tonight is easier said than done, as the team standing in their way is having a legendary October. The Dodgers have only lost one game in 3 rounds to get themselves back to the Fall Classic. But this Jays team might have the pieces to slow the Dodgers down. For one, they got one of the hottest pitchers in the game right now in Savage, who despite starting the year in Single A has been incredible for the Jays since getting called up in September. And facing off against a potent Dodgers lineup, headlined of course by Shohei Ohtani, having a guy like Trey on the mound is huge. But Toronto's also getting reinforcements, as Bo Bichette has officially been named to the World Series roster. You know, Bo's been itching to get back. It's nice to see him out there. And you never know, he could absolutely be a difference maker in this series. Let's not forget, Bo was having a phenomenal year before going down with a knee injury in September. Despite missing the final 20 games of the year, he was top 3 in hits in the majors. Tonight is obviously a massive game for the Blue Jays, perhaps even their biggest in franchise history. And yeah, they've got a tough opponent who have steamrolled their way to the World Series, but let's not count Toronto out. And you know I'm going to be there, so follow along on my stories for a rush. To the Association now, where the Toronto Raptors are playing their home opener tonight. The Raps are coming off a big win in their first game of the season, and obviously it's early. But could opening night have gone any better? Atlanta was a team projected to be one of the best in the East, yet Toronto blew them out. And they got it done through a full team effort, as 7 different Raptors scored double-digit points. So heading into their home opener against the Bucks, Raps fans should be feeling pretty good. Things won't be getting any easier tonight though, as the Raptors will likely be dealing with a red-hot Giannis Antetokounmpo, who despite dealing with a sprained toe is probable for tonight's game. And he's coming off a pretty legendary opening night of his own, where he lit up 37 points and 14 rebounds in a Milwaukee victory. The Bucks team usually goes as far as Giannis will take them, so if Toronto wants to get to 2-0, they will need to slow him down. And to see if they can do it, be sure to tune in at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific for Raptors on TSN. To the NHL, where the Maple Leafs are back in action tonight against the Sabres. They'll look to snap a 2-game skid after falling to the Devils on Tuesday. We're not trying to sound the alarm bells too early, but there are some questions that need to be addressed. This team last year found a new defensive identity, but so far this season, only 3 teams in the East have more giveaways than the Leafs, and only 4 teams have given up more goals. And to make matters worse, Chris Tanev is now on the IR. And Morgan Riley is out tonight as well. Offensively, they have not been clicking either, especially on the power play. They currently rank 28th in the league at just 12.5%. I mean, I don't know. Me personally, I'm going to blame all the Mitch Marner haters, okay? Turns out the team's not so great without him. And one of the biggest question marks through 7 games is who can play on the top line with Austin Matthews. At practice on Thursday, it was a new look first line. Matthews lined up with Bobby McMahon and William Nylander. Matthew Nyes, who's been a constant on the wing with Matthews, found himself taking second-line reps with John Tavares and Matisse Michelli. The mix-up is no surprise. The top line has been a carousel this season, with a list including 5 different combinations through just 7 games, with nothing seeming to gel. I know we're probably jumping the gun, but it will be interesting to see where the Leafs go from here. Buffalo should be a right-the-ship game, but Buffalo has been buzzing as of late. After dropping the first 3 games of the season, they've won 3 of their last 4, including 3 straight at home, which is exactly where the Leafs find themselves tonight. I don't know, Leafs. I don't know. I'm not sure how this season's gonna go yet. I haven't locked in. Once I lock in, maybe things will turn around. Now joined by our guy Tim Hauraney ahead of the Mexican Grand Prix. How's it going, Tim? What's up?
Hey Marissa, thanks so much for having me. Really appreciate it down here in the paddock here in Mexico for the Mexican Grand Prix. All the drivers starting to funnel in here on Friday to get ready for practice.
So Tim, the season is winding down. And just weeks ago, Max Verstappen looked to be out of the title race. But all of a sudden, he's just 40 points back. And he's making quite the push for the championship with just 5 weeks to go. Are we witnessing potential history here?
Yeah, Marissa, you said it. I mean, we could very well be seeing history in the making here. And what Max Verstappen has done since Zandvoort, the Dutch Grand Prix, going all the way back to the end of August, he's wiped away a triple-point deficit to Oscar Piastri, who is the championship leader. It is quite remarkable what he has been able to achieve thus far, and what Red Bull Racing has done with their car to really bring it to life, introducing that new floor that they had brought to the Italian Grand Prix, and then again a new front wing to Singapore, and they've began to really make advances with their car, where it's arguably who has the better car at this moment. It's McLaren versus Red Bull. It is very close in that respect. It's coming down to the drivers now and what they do best. Here in Mexico, however, this could be a track where the McLarens could really suffer. Speaking with Oscar Piastri, yesterday, he had told me that he's not really too worried about Max Verstappen and how much he's been able to claw his way back into this championship fight. However, if you look at Piastri's race results here in Mexico over the past 2 seasons, he's really struggled, especially in qualifying here last year, where it was just a lack of grip, couldn't get the confidence and find the balance with the race car. So for Max, on his side, I asked him if he needs to maybe take a different approach, especially here at turn 1 at the Mexico Grand Prix, where we've seen a lot of collisions and clashes with drivers on the opening laps of this race. And it's a place where if you are fighting for a championship, you really do need to keep your head on a swivel and trying to locate where everyone is coming from so you don't get taken out. But for Verstappen, he's going to remain his true aggressive self and just keep attacking. It's going to be an exciting race here. Marissa, can't wait for it to start.
Timothy, always a pleasure.
All right, thanks very much for having me, Marissa. Really appreciate it. Thanks, producer Mike, as well.
You can catch the Mexican Grand Prix right here on TSN Sunday, 3:55 p.m. Eastern, 12:55 Pacific. Time now for the CFL Preview, powered by FanDuel. It's week 21, which also means the final week of the CFL season. And we've got a doubleheader tonight. But we're going to focus on the Red Blacks taking on the Tiger Cats. With a win tonight, Hamilton will lock up first place in the East, which would give them home field for the East Division Final. It would be the first time since 2019 that they've finished in first. And this comes at a good time for Hamilton, because the Ticats have won 7 straight at home against the Red Blacks. So I'm so surprised our friends at FanDuel have the Ticats as massive favorites tonight. One player who may have a big game, so keep your eye on him, is Kenny Lawler. Not only does he lead the league with 14 touchdowns, but he's just 1 TD shy of the franchise record of 15. We're taking Lawler to score a touchdown in the first half tonight at plus 130. He's done it in 2 straight games, and last time out against Ottawa, he also scored in the first half. And as usual, we have you covered. The Red Blacks and Tiger Cats kick off at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And following that, it's the Stamps and Elks at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. That's it for me today. Luke is going to be filling in Monday. Have a good one.